Hi, welcome. So this is yoga. My name's Daisy and I'm bringing this class to you on behalf of the Cambridge Biomedical Campus. So thanks to them, we're doing bi-weekly classes. If you're new to yoga or you haven't practiced for long or you have any areas of old injury, new injury, or any particular kind of issues that you have, please take it easy and only work within your ability. So don't try and push yourself into any kind of positions that you're not ready for yet, especially as we're online. We're going to be taking it slightly easy as we warm up today anyway because of the weather, so we don't want to overwhelm the system. I'm sitting on a cushion because we're going to be doing some seated stretches to begin with. So if you want to have a cushion, please grab one. If you use any equipment for your yoga practice, then just keep it near the mat, or don't be afraid to come out of your pose and go and grab whatever it is you need. It doesn't have to be official yoga equipment. You can use a book, a chair, you know, a dressing gown belt, all of those kind of things. So if you make your way into a comfortable seated position, it doesn't have to be cross-legged, so just make sure that you're comfortable. We'll start and end with some breath work as usual. So yoga is all about the breath combined with movement, so it's like a moving meditation. Some things might make sense to you today and other things I say might not make sense, so just allow everything to be as it is, and as long as you practice consistently, then it will start to make sense throughout your journey of your yoga practice. So sitting up tall, bringing your palms face down on the lap. So place your right hand on top of your left and just allow them to rest in the lap. As you sit up tall, close the eyes and then see whether you can draw air from the back of the nose deep down into the belly. And then back up. If you can't nasal breathe, then just breathe however comes naturally. So we're drawing air in from the back of the nose with love. So we don't want to breathe aggressively. We want to breathe love into the body. So see if you can follow the breath as you inhale from the back of the nose all the way down into the belly. Feel the body lift up and then again exhale. So just continue with this cycle of breathing, following and focusing with your mind. Learning to increase the duration of your breath, so learning to inhale for as long as possible, pausing on the top of the inhalation, and then softly exhaling everything away. So you might start to feel the body soften and settle down onto the mat. So we neutralize the energy depending on how you've arrived at your class, whether you've had a busy morning so far or whether you still have a lot to do for the rest of the day. You just want to prioritize this hour for yourself, knowing that everything else can wait. So all of your focus today can just be on your breath and the messages from the body. Now you feel that softness, I want you to lean into the sensations and the sound of the breath. So as you bring your awareness to the very tip of the nose, see if you can notice how when you draw air in, it's slightly cooler. And then when you exhale, it's slightly warmer. So just focus on that for a few rounds of breath, drawing air in from the back of the nose. And then the tip of the nose as you exhale. And then the second part is to try and make the sound of the ocean in your ear as you exhale. So I find it useful if I really kind of take a deep, long breath in, hold the breath briefly, and then try and make this kind of tidal breath as I exhale. Again, Play around, see what you can do, and don't worry if it doesn't make sense today. Just breathe normally. So hopefully, as you've practiced this while sitting easily, you can transfer some of your understanding throughout today's practice. So when you enter into a more challenging pose, see if you can draw on that ocean breath so that it can soothe the nervous system and soften the body, meaning that you can connect to the pose in a slightly deeper way. Take a deep inhale this time, hold the breath. And then as you exhale, gently flick open the eyes, raise up the chin. Welcome, good to see so many of you. So like I said, if you join slightly later, I'm just sitting on a cushion. We're going to begin with some easy seated stretches because the weather's quite warm. Take it easy, don't overstretch yourself, don't over yank the body around. Just have fun moving, breathing and being together. Arms up as you inhale, rotate to the right and then exhale, release the hands. One hand will cup the front knee and one hand will support the spine behind you. So we're going to repeat this move using our breath. Inhale, lift up again. This time rotate to the left and exhale, release. Inhale, lift up, rotate to the right, exhale, release. So you can see the breath has to be quite long. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up as you rotate through the belly and chest. Exhale, release. This time we're going to hold and breathe for 3. So as you lift the chin slightly, shoulders press down, spine is long. Inhale the length of the spine. And then exhale, bend this front elbow just a tiny bit to keep you in that spinal rotation. Face is soft. 2 more. Inhale, lift up, lengthen. Exhale, tiny amounts of revolving. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Gently bring both arms up. Inhale, lengthen up through the belly and chest. And exhale, release to the left. Same thing, 3 breaths. So hold on first to the cupping the front hand over the knee, support the length of the spine, don't lean back into that hand. And then chin lifts, face softens, or maybe you're comfortable closing the eyes. Inhale, send the breath all the way up the spine. Exhale, bend this front elbow to increase or decrease the spinal twist, depending on how you feel today. 2 more. Inhale, lift up, soften the face. Exhale, shoulders gently press down as you revolve. 1 more. Inhale, lift up, lengthen. Maybe you practice the ujjayi breathing or the ocean wave breath. And then inhale, both arms up. Exhale, release. Take your right leg and extend it out to the side at a 45-degree angle. So left heel to groin. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to repeat 3 times and then we're going to hold for 3. So arms up, inhale, rotate the belly button towards your right knee, hands to prayer. Exhale, shoot the hands over the feet. Inhale, press the hands, come up. Exhale, reach over that right foot. 1 more. Inhale, lift up. The stronger you have the hands pressing, the more it will support the shoulders. Exhale, release. This time, separate the hands. Take hold of outer foot, outer shin, or maybe you're as high up as the thigh. So it doesn't matter how low you are. What I want you to focus on is the sternum. So the center of the chest is always lifting and the shoulders are slightly flaring backwards. So instead of trying to headbutt your shin, you're trying to lengthen the belly over the thigh. Let's hold and breathe here for 3, softening the face or closing the eyes and breathing into the back of this right leg where the stretch is happening. Drawing that air from the back of the nose as you inhale, softening gently down as you exhale. 2 more. You're also getting a slight oblique stretch from the right hip, left hip to left back rib area. 1 more. Remember, we're warming up, so don't overstretch. Just keep focusing on the sound of the breath. And then you can release the hands, walk them gently back into center, always moving very mindfully around the torso. So as you bring your right heel into the groin, extend the left leg out to the side. Set yourself up again. Inhale, lift up, lengthen through the sides of the body, rotate the belly so it's facing the left knee, and hands to prayer. Exhale, reach. Press hands together, inhale, lift up, lengthen. Exhale, shoot the hands maybe over the feet. 1 more, inhale, lift up, lengthen through the spine and the side ribs. Exhale, reach forward. Maybe you can release the hands and hold out a foot. Maybe you're not so low, you hold out a shin. Maybe you're even higher on the thigh. Remember, sternum in the center of the chest is lifting. Shoulders are flaring back. Hold on, find your challenge point, whichever part of the body that is. Soften the face and breathe into the back of this left thigh for 3. Allowing the body to lift up on the inhale as it fills up with air, and then soften down and lengthen as you exhale. 2 more. Last one. And then you can release the hands from where they're holding on, creep the hands back into center. Draw up your left heel to meet your right, so soles of the feet together in Baddha Konasana, tiny butterflying of the knees out to the side. And now see whether you can extend both legs to a wide-legged seated position. Heels press in, don't press the back of the knees into the mat. So you spread the toes and you bring your heels pressing in. See if you can bring the little toe around towards the face side, if that makes sense. Again, not everything will make sense today, so just enjoy moving without having any pressure. Arms up, lift up, lengthen. Exhale, hands to the floor. Now I'm doming my fingertips and creeping them gently forward until I feel a stretch on the back of both of my thighs, which is where my hamstrings are. Then from here, I'm going to keep my face soft as I look down, and I'm going to do tiny bending of my elbows, maybe flattening the palms and bringing the forearms to the floor. And then I'm going to lift up, inhale, bend the elbows, lower the forearms, exhale. Inhale, lift up. So you could be doing tiny pulses if you can't reach the floor. Just be curious, be confident, and learn to hear any messages from the body. So you soften those areas using the breath and softening the face. 1 more inhale and exhale. And wherever your point of challenge is, rest there and breathe for 3. So again, I'm not trying to headbutt the floor, I'm trying to lengthen through the belly, through the chest. Head would come down eventually once those parts of the body are on the floor, if ever. 2 more big full inhales and exhales. Hear the breath, feel the breath. 1 more. As you lift up the elbows, walk the fingertips slightly back into center. So my hands are now in line with my feet. I'm going to creep my hands over to my right foot. And when I get there, I'm going to raise up the left arm. Inhale. Again, we're going to repeat, and then hold. Lower down the left hand. Creep the hands over towards the left foot. When you get there, inhale, raise up the right arm. Maybe you look up to the thumb, maybe you keep the back of the neck neutral by looking forward. Hand down, creep over to the right side. You might find you're going slightly deeper each time, so please be careful. Focus on the breath. Inhale, lift up, lengthen. Exhale down, creep to the left. When you're there, inhale, lift up, right hand, lengthen. Exhale, release. So this is the time we're going to hold. So as you creep back over to the right side, flatten the palm, raise up the left hand as you twist and open, lengthen, soften the face, soften the shoulders, maybe close the eyes. Hear the breath in the ear for 3. Hold for 2. One more full inhale and exhale. Bring your left hand down, and if you want to add a tiny challenge, press your left hand into the mat and twist your right arm a tiny bit to the right. So it's quite a deep, small stretch. So just see how it feels and don't hold it if it doesn't feel good. One breath here. Right hand down, creep over to the left, other side to hold. Flattening that left palm, sweeping the right hand up, soften the face, maybe release the neck very carefully, maybe close the eyes and connect to the sound of the breath in the ear for 3. Inhale for 2. One more big breath in and out. As you lower down that right hand, again, if you want that extra challenge, press the right hand down and twist to the left, raising up that left hand just for one big breath in and out. Left hand down, creep both hands back to center and then walk them in towards the body. Take your hands under your knees, draw your knees up, feet together in Baddha Konasana, tiny butterflying of the knees so the hips get that release. Keep the body soft, face soft. You can always try smiling, breath or so. And now I'm going to remove my cushion and demo from the side so you get a better view. So crossing the ankles. Heels are reasonably towards the groin, but not so tucked that you're having any pulling over the front of the knees. Nothing in yoga should hurt, okay? Option 1, creep your hands behind you, dome the fingertips. As your tailbone draws down, inhale, lift your belly up towards the ceiling, opening the heart center, rounding the shoulders back, and looking up as you soften the face. So this is option 1. You can hold here and breathe. Option 2, I'm flattening my palms. I'm going to shrug my heels slightly closer to the groin, and then I'm going to roll the shoulders back as I inhale, squeeze the bum and lift the hips. Look up. If you find it doesn't feel okay, gently bring the bum down to the mat, and you can always repeat. Doing tiny micro movements, adjusting the hands, adjusting your placement of the feet. And now I'm going to hold and breathe for 3. So I'm having a soft bend in my elbow and pushing the whole palm of the hand into the mat as I have this strong chest opener. For 2. Challenge yourself if you want to, but only if you can move and breathe and smile in each pose. If you hold your breath, you're not doing yoga. And if you think about something else, you're not doing yoga. You have to focus on the breath. After your last inhale and exhale, gently lower down the glutes if you've taken option 2. Bring yourself to a seated position and then fold forward. Extend the arms, rest the forehead, breathe into the lower back. One more inhale and exhale. Lift up the face, open the eyes if they were closed. Now I'm going to spread my fingers wide, lean over my ankles, and then extend the legs back for a high plank. So we've done the warm up really. This is now to kind of generate some heat and energy in the body. So I'll talk you through the correct form for a high plank. So you want to spread the fingers wide, press the entire palm into the mat. So the hands pushing into the mat hold you up through the shoulders and the back rib area. Now I want you to suck your tummy button into the spine. You'll feel like you're really rounding the back. And now tuck your tailbone under. Keep pressing the hands. Hold and breathe for 3. Strong pose, but we're going to build up some strength in the joints so that we can maintain our flexibility and increased range of motion for 2. How's the breath sounding? Can you soften the face? One more if you're still there. And then from your high plank, bring your knees to the mat, feet flat back, bend your elbows in towards the rib cage as you start to lower down halfway, as if you're about to kiss the mat. Then from here, flick the heels to the bum, flatten the legs and pelvis, inhale, roll the shoulders, lift upper chest, upper back. See if you can flare the collarbones back, shoulders back, chest open, face soft, front of the neck long. Take a big breath in and out. And then tuck up the toes, bum back to the heels. As you press the toes, press the fingertips, lift the hips, bring yourself to down dog. And then adjust. So feel through your hands and your feet. Maybe start to pedal out, maybe kind of open up the sides of the body. Keep breathing, keep trying to hear the breath. And now I want you to pause in your down dog. We're going to hold down dog for 3, tailbone up, arms in line with ears, hands strongly pressing into the mat. Breathe for 3. Backs of the legs are open, spines hanging down. For 2. 1 more. And then lift the heels, roll back forward, high plank. Any adjustment you need to do, adjust. It's your body sending you messages, asking you to pay attention. Coming back to your high plank, we're going to hold again for 5. Press the palms down. Really kind of wrap around the shoulders area. So you kind of broaden across this upper back area. Suck tummy button into the spine. Tuck your tailbone under. This is the proper form for high plank. Now try and hear your breath. I said hold for 5, but actually it'll be 3. For 2. Strong pose, strong body, soft breath. 1 more. Gently bring the knees down, feet flat back. Chaturanga, roll the shoulders, lift the chest. Cobra. You can see straight away I'm starting to get warm because of the heat. Tuck the toes, bum back, lift the hips, down dog. Release everything out, just pedal out through the heels, pulse through the shoulders. You're gonna breathe here for 5. Let everything go for 4. Just wriggle around, open up all of the areas you don't normally move for 3. Breathe for 2. And then on 1, pause your down dog, bend both knees, look forward between the thumbs and step or jump to the front of the mat. Feet are hip width apart, press the feet, lift up, halfway lift. So lifting up from your belly to your sternum, so the front of the body will help lengthen the spine. You can reach hands either side of the hips, spreading the fingers wide, and then you look down, so the back of the neck is in line with the spine. We're going to repeat. So I want you to inhale, lift up the chest, shoulders back. Exhale, release to the floor. Inhale, lift belly and chest, hands back, halfway lift, hold the breath. Exhale, release and fold. 2 more, inhale, halfway, lift up, lengthen. Exhale, release and fold. Last one, inhale, halfway. Hold here and breathe for 3. Shoulders press away from the ears, fingers spread, backs of the legs are superly strong and open, spine is long. For 2. Shoulders are back, sternum is always trying to lift a tiny bit. For 1. Now bend the knees, put your belly on your thighs, hands to the floor or a block. And then tip your hips up, look at your knees or shin, and then close the eyes and just hang there and fold as you breathe here for 3. Tell the belly to let go, the spine to let go. Weight shifts to the toe side of the foot for 2. One more big breath in and out. Now open the eyes, lift the face and lift the chest. Bend the knees and allow the arms to hang heavy. Push the feet as you slowly unwind yourself back up. Keep looking down, face and chin comes up last. Lift up the hands, spread the fingers wide, and then lift up the heels. So heels are strongly lifted, shoulders pressed down, fingers are spreading, chin is lifted, face is soft, core is activated. See if you can breathe for 3. If you struggle with balance, try and keep your eyes still. So you have to find a single point to focus on and then allow the breath to flow. 1 more if you're still balancing. And then gently bring the heels to the mat, hands to the heart center, feet come together, and then you release the palms forward, Tadasana, mountain pose. Shoulders roll up, back and down. So just pause here for a minute and be still as you focus back on the sound and sensations of the breath. One more big breath in and out, and we'll start flowing. Superb. Gently float the arms up, look up, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, look down, release and fold. Lift up belly and chest halfway, inhale. Step or jump, high plank. Your choice whether you have your knees up or down, it's harder with them up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, drag your tummy button to the top of the mat and then lift the sternum, cobra. Tuck the toes, bum back to the heels, down dog. From your down dog, take your feet as wide as the mat, if not off the mat. So I'm taking my feet off the mat, and then I'm going to creep my hands a bit further forward, and then I'm going to see if I can bring my head slightly further towards the mat. So you have to figure out how you can hold this wide leg down dog without slipping. Now, if you want a challenge, look at your hands. Press your left hand into the mat, very carefully release the right hand, cross over, see if you can catch the outer left ankle, and then twist. Look underneath that left underarm. If you try and it's impossible, just smile and forget about it. Other side, press the right hand, release the left. As you cross the body, you hold the outer right ankle or shin,
And then you bend the elbow and you twist, looking underneath that right underarm, and then release. Bring your feet back onto the mat for a normal down dog. Tiny pulses, let that go. So try not to carry one pose to the other. From here, right leg up. Sweep your right foot towards the top of the mat. Keep your left heel lifted. Bend your back knee. Push your front heel. Come up. Crescent lunge. Hands to prayer. Maybe gently look up. Shoulders press down. There's a gentle pressure between the palms. Soften the face or close the eyes. Actually, don't close the eyes. It's a balance pose. That'll make you fall. Connect to the sound of the breath. We're going to hold here for 3. For 2. And 1. If you're looking up, gently look forward. Now I want you to straighten both legs. So front leg is straight, back leg is straight, but the back heel is still lifted. Arms separate. So you take your hands apart, arms in line with the spine and in line with the ear. Lift up. Start to reach forward. Only going as far as you can keep the arms in line with the spine. See if you can feel that lengthening as you soften the face. It's very strong through this front leg. Good. See if you can keep going slightly further as you soften and relax into the pose. Well, relax is probably pushing it a bit. I'm going to hold here and breathe for 3. Strong pose. Strong breath. Broaden the shoulders for 2. Keep spreading the fingers, lengthening the spine for 1. And then you can bend that front knee, put your belly on your thighs, hands to the floor. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, lean into this front knee and kick the back foot up, standing splits. If it goes wrong, bring back foot down. You can always do tiny kick-ups rather than holding standing splits. So again, make your practice your own. I'm going to hold my standing splits as I look at my shin and knee and breathe for 3. Lengthen the belly over that thigh for 2. 1 more. To come out, lift the face, bend the front knee, back toes touch the mat. Flatten the palms, press them into the mat, pick up your leg and release to high plank. Knees down, elbows in, chaturanga halfway. Roll the shoulders, cobra. I'm going to pause in cobra for a breath or so because that was very challenging. So if you found that a challenge, so did I. So I could feel fuzziness all down my right side. Let's do the left side. Tuck the toes, bum back, down dog. So yeah, even after 20 odd years, there's still, yoga's always a challenge. You just have to make it less challenging and suitable to your own ability, and more challenging if you need a more challenging practice sometimes. It's always there waiting for you. Left leg up. Sweep left foot to the top of the mat. Bend the front knee, bend the back knee, push the front heel, come up. So when you come up, if you need to adjust, adjust. So the front knee is roughly at 90, back knee can be bent, back heel is lifted. Hands pressed together. Maybe you test your balance by looking up. Soften the face, connect back to the breath, hold for 3. Feel the energy racing around the body, the heart racing, the body temperature's increased for 2. See if you can broaden those shoulders away. Soften the face. 1 more. And again, if you're looking up, slowly bring your gaze back to looking forward. Now, everybody separate the hands wide, spread the fingers. Straighten that front leg. Catch your breath if you're still recovering from the right side. So don't go, if I'm going too fast, just slow it down. Now, both legs are straight, back heel is lifted, shoulders pressed down. Oh, nearly lost my balance. Arms in line with the spine, in line with the ears. As I lift up the belly and start to reach forward. Shoulders are broadening, fingers are spreading, face is soft. Breathe. Reach. Lengthen. One more if you can. So you're trying to go forward first of all, not necessarily down. And then after your next inhale and exhale, bend that front knee. See if you can rest your belly on your thighs, hands to the floor or a block. And then option 1, stay here and enjoy. Option 2, lean into this front knee. So you have to have a bit of oomph. You have to kind of lean and kick up. You can always come down and repeat. So if you prefer the kicking up, just repeat. If you prefer the holding, then hold. I'm going to breathe here for 3. As I inhale, lengthen the belly. Exhale, look at my knee. 2 more. Last one. Lift the face, bend that front knee, flatten the palms, back toes, hit the mat. See if you can really push your hands and pick up this left leg. Extend the leg, high plank, knees down, lower down halfway, chaturanga. Roll the shoulders, lift the chest, cobra. This time I want you to go to child's pose. So gently go back, rest the forehead, close the eyes and allow the body to be completely heavy. So broaden and lengthen across that lower part of the back. Connect back to the breath. Disperse the energy, disperse the heat. So we're opening all of these tiny areas in the body, and then we're sending that new blood and oxygen and energy to those tiny crevices, those cracks, those tiny areas around the joints. And we're breathing fully. We're moving mindfully. 2 more breaths and then we'll do the second part. Last inhale and exhale here. Lift the face, open the eyes, spread the fingers wide, look between the thumbs, softly hinge forward over the wrists. When you do that, tuck up the toes, activate the feet, and now hinge back as you press the toes and the fingertips, lift the hips, bringing you back to your down dog. Breath also, I just love the tiny pulsing through the shoulders because it also opens up the backs of my legs. So just connect back to the breath. And then when you're ready, right leg up. Right leg sweeps to the top of the mat. Left knee down this time. Left foot flat back. Press the front heel, come up. Low lunge, hands to prayer. If you need something for your knee, now is the time to get it. For your back knee, you could roll up your mat, grab a jumper or a cushion. So I said back foot flat back, but actually could you tuck your toes because we need a bit of extra height for this one. So just take a breath first of all, connecting to the pose, where's being lengthened, where's being strengthened, and where can we soften. So often it's softening the eyes or softening the face or softening the breath. Now, option 1, inhale, lift up, rotate to the right, exhale, open the arms. So that's option 1. Option 2, inhale, lift up, rotate to the right. As you open the arms, see if you can lean back, bring your hand to your heel. If you can also lift the left fingertips up, be very careful and slow. So you lift the left fingertips up and you start to open the heart center to the sky. Soften the face. I'm going to hold and breathe for 3. This is quite an intense pose, so do option 1 if it's too much. For 2. 1 more. To come out, I'm going to reach my left fingertips strongly up to the ceiling and bring myself back to my low lunge. Ooh, well done. That was a strong pose. Hands to the floor, tuck up the back toes, lift up the back knee. Press the hands, release that leg, high plank. Chaturanga is low plank. Roll the shoulders, lengthen the spine to the top of the mat. Cobra. Tuck the toes and push back. Down dog. You should start to feel the benefits already of the gentle warm up, the nice weather we're having, and how the body just moves and breathes and warms itself up as it opens. Other side, left leg up. Sweep left foot to the top of the mat. Right knee down. Keep the right toe tucked. Press this front heel. Bring yourself up. Low lunge. Adjust when you're up. Hands to prayer, shoulders soften, chin lifts, shoulder. You want to kind of bring your elbows slightly back. When you're back in control of the breath, you can do option 1, which is lifting up, rotating to the left, opening the arms. Option 2. Press the hands, lift up. As you rotate to the left, you open the arms, you lean back, you see if you can catch the heel of the foot. If you can and you want to go further, reach the right fingertips up to the ceiling and then open the heart center to the sky. Hold for 3, whichever option you took. Breathe, hear the breath. Feel how it's slightly restricted in this pose. For 2. 1 more if you're still with me. And again, gently, or strongly, I meant, reach the fingertips up to bring yourself out. Hands to the floor, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, press, release, high plank. Chaturanga, low plank. Lengthen. Cobra or up dog. Tuck the toes, bum back to the heels, down dog. Whew. Yeah, that made me warm. Slowly walk your feet towards your hands and then ragdoll yourself up to standing. Lifting up the hands, spreading the fingers, heels lift, shoulders down. Activate the core muscles. Find a single point to stare at. This might be easier now, or it might be harder. See if you can hear the breath for 3. Keep staring at that single point of focus for 2. Shoulders down, fingers are spreading. 1 more if you're still balancing. And then gently bring the heels to the mat, hands to the heart center, feet together. Release the palms forward. Roll the shoulders back. Tadasana. Take a breath or 2 here. Enjoying just being still for a moment, feeling all of the sensations racing around the body, all of the after effects of practicing. We'll do a couple more poses and then we'll cool down, ready for Shavasana. So we'll do the breath work at the end of the practice as well. Hands on hips, right knee up. From here, step your right foot back and open the arms to a warrior 2. So if you're not familiar with getting into a warrior 2 that way, there's a lot of adjusting that might need to be doing. So heel to back heel or heel to back arch. I saw somebody online yesterday doing this pose and they were like this. And they were trying to do a promo of how to do the pose. I was a bit disappointed. So you want 90 on the front knee, Heel to heel or heel to back arch. Arms are extended, fingers are pressing together. Arms are reaching to opposite sides of the room. Now you want this alignment from pelvic floor to core, lifting up as you go, shoulder blades squeeze together. So now you try and squeeze upper, inner thighs together. This is a super hard pose. Maybe you get a breath or two here. Maybe there's no way you can make it this active and you have to just do a soft version. They're both fine. It's just to give you the options. One more breath. Any pose called warrior, by the way, that's a hint. They're a strong pose. From here, straighten that front leg. Do not try and lean forward. Try and reach in line with the pose that you just had. Hand comes down to wherever it does, hold on, top hand up, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Now, as you feel your way into your pose, strongly hold on to the leg or the floor. Focus on your back hip opening, your belly opening, your chest opening. You might find you go slightly deeper into the pose. Spread the fingers. Face is soft. Breathe for 3. Enjoy this length. Enjoy the opening. And hopefully you've got some stability where you can soften the jaw, the eyes, the face, and hear the breath for 1. To come out, bend that front knee, slide the hand up the shin, and transition back to warrior 2. Big breath in and out when you're here. And then the other side. So I'm going to straighten the front leg, pivot on my heels, and bring myself to warrior 2, the other side. If transitions don't work, come out, shake it off, and set yourself up. Make this your practice. Be confident. If you ever come to my face-to-face classes, I never tell people off. Everyone's being curious. Everyone's having fun. We're all trying to figure out how we can make yoga work for us. The movement, work for our bodies. When you're in a good warrior 2, fingers pressed together. Reach hands to opposite sides of the room. Tummy button back towards the spine. Upper inner thighs together. Shoulder blades together. Breathe for 3. For 2. And then on 1, straighten that front leg, glide forward. Hand wherever it lands, hold on. Top hand up. If you're confident and you're holding onto your shin strongly, take your hand to your back hip. Gently open the back hip. Then take your hand to your belly. Gently open the belly. Then hand to chest. Gently open the chest. And then raise up the arm. Spread the fingers. Hold for 3. Breathe for 2. Sorry, I don't know how they've got through. Hopefully they don't call again. 1 more. Bend that front knee, slide the hand back up, back to warrior 2. To get back to the top of the mat, straighten that front leg, pivot back to the top of the mat, and then windmill the arms up and over, hands to the floor, release, high plank. Chaturanga, low plank. Roll the shoulders, lengthen the spine, open the heart center, cobra. Tuck the toes, bum back, lift up, downward. Start to soften and move slightly more softly. Bend the knees, look forward, do a tiny bunny hop. Cross the ankles, come to seated. Feet hip width apart. Gently lower down to your back. Making any adjustment you might need to feel comfortable and in alignment. Notice how your body is doing loads of little fidgeting, lifting itself up. Your body is very, very clever. Feet hip width apart, hands either side of the hips, palms face the floor. Flatten the lower back and then squeeze the bum. Knees go slightly out. Lift up to bridge. Gently lower down. Flatten the back, squeeze the bum. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, gently lower down. One more. Flatten the back, squeeze the bum. Inhale, lift up. Hold the breath on the top of your inhalation. Really squeezing the glute muscles on the bum. Spine is long, knees are drawing to the top of the mat, and then you can slowly lower, unwinding the spine, hips come down last. Take a breath when you reach the mat, and then heel toe your feet to the edge of your mat. Inhale, exhale, allow both knees to go to the right. So I've been telling all of my classes, knees side to side should never be done quickly or aggressively, because although people think this is just hips, you are doing a spinal rotation. So you wouldn't want to swing your spine from side to side, rotating it in a way that's aggressive. Think about each pose that's being asked. What's being asked of your body in the pose? Where can you make sense of the pose? Usually it's about length, strength, opening, space, and then softness. So no pain, no aggressive, sharp, quick movements. Let's take 3 big breaths in and out. Just let everything go from the practice. Last 2. Last 1. Learning to move with the breath if you want to. Inhale as you lift both knees back up to center. And then exhale when you're there. Allow the body to adjust again if it came out of its alignment. And we'll do the other side. Feet are still as wide as the mat. Remember what I just said about the spine. Inhale. And then exhale, allow both knees to go to the left. Keeping the eyes closed, breathe into the stretch for 3. Feel the belly lift up, puff out, and then soften down as you let the breath go. 2 more. Last 1. Inhale both knees back to center. And exhale, release. Gently flick open the eyes. If they're closed, adjust the body. Now the last tiny little stretch before we go into Shavasana and bring your knees to your chest. Hug your knees to your chest. So I'm wrapping my forearms around my shins. I'm flattening my lower back, but I'm lifting up my face to see if I can bring like my nose to my knees or maybe head to my knees. Just do a tiny child's pose ball and breathe into this kind of lengthening around the hips and lower back area. And then first of all, release the bind of the arms on the legs. Slowly release the arms to the floor and then the head and then the legs. Get yourself set up for Shavasana. Whether you take your Shavasana traditionally with legs extended, palms always face the ceiling in this pose, unless they're face down on your belly. You could take Baddha Konasana, arms in happy baby if that's comfortable. Or if you want an outer hip stretch, you can bring your feet as wide as the mat and allow the knees to gently touch. Palms can be face down on the pelvic fold. Allow the body to adjust as you try out which one suits you today. And then when the body stops fidgeting, close the eyes. Start to bring softness to the face, Soften the shoulders, soften the throat and the jaw. Broaden the space between your eyebrows. Have a gap between your teeth. And now let's all go back to observing the breath as you follow this rising and falling. Allow your breath to flow freely in and out of all of the tissues and cells in the body. I'll talk you around in a couple of minutes, so enjoy having to do nothing apart from focus on your breath. Slowly start to take some deeper inhales into the side ribs. Feel the expansiveness of your breath within, and then exhale everything away. Take another full inhale and full exhale. As you slowly move your head from side to side,
Extend fingers, wriggle toes. Draw knees together or bend the knees before rolling to your right hand side. Keep looking down as you make your way to any seated position of your choice. Once you're seated, sit up tall. Bring your hands to your heart center and close your eyes. Tailbone draws subtly down towards the mat. As you have a gentle pressure between the palms, lifting the corners of each elbow. And then take a deep breath, running it from the base of the spine as you follow it all the way up to the very top of the skull. Now exhale, allow the chin to hang naturally towards the chest. Eyes are closed, but gazing towards your heart center as you breathe softly and evenly. That was a wonderful lunchtime practice. I hope you're practicing outside, some of you. So very, very well done. Good to see so many of you. So also, Cambridge Biomedical Campus kindly upload each class that I teach and put it onto their YouTube channel. So please do check out Cambridge Biomedical Campus YouTube, and all of the classes are uploaded there. Have a superb week, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Take care, enjoy the sunshine. Good to see you all. You're welcome.
Gonna come say bye? Yeah.
Take care. Good to see you, Britta.